Good day everyone, welcome to All Child Technologies. In this video I'll be going step by step over deleting a partition for a solid state drive or an SSD. And this process applies to both internal and external drives. I'm using Windows 11, but this process is basically the same on Windows 10 with just a couple of steps in the middle. That's a little bit different. So what I want to do is I want to right click on the start menu, Windows 11, and select either one, disk management or computer management. In Windows 10, you're going to click on the start menu, regular click, and just type computer management or computer. You'll see computer management show up. You want to click on open and double click on disk management. It's going to take it a few seconds to load the disk configuration information. Once it gets to that window, you're going to see all of these drives, but that was for a demonstration for what you should be doing in Windows 10. So what I want to do now is I just want to close this because I have gone through the process in Windows 11 to right click on the start menu, click on disk management, and then you can see disk management comes up here. Now, one of the issues that you're going to face when you begin deleting these drives is this right here, the recovery partition. If you have an internal drive that you've removed from your computer and you've connected it to a computer like I have using a SATA drive / SSD solid state drive adapter to USB, so I can read this internal disk by plugging it into a USB port. I removed that from a Windows 10 system and I used it for a backup at one time to back up my Windows 10 information, and it created a healthy recovery partition. This is just where Windows decides to create a portion of your drive that it can use to format this part and reinstall Windows. That presents some different issues. I will be making another video on how to overcome that so that you can delete everything in the drive, the external drive. So you can see this is my main drive. This is a external hard drive that I have attached to my computer, and this is one physical disk, but it has two partitions that I've created on it. So what I want to do is I want to just right click here, delete the volume. Now remember, before you go through this particular portion of what you want to make sure is that you're willing to lose everything that's on it. If there's nothing on it, like there's nothing on this drive, you're fine. But if it's a disk that you've been using for a while and you have a whole bunch of pictures or whatever it is that you might want to save, I encourage you to back out of this process, back everything up that's on this drive, and then come back and start over, because this is going to delete everything on the drive. So I right click, I select delete volume, click on yes. Shouldn't take too long. There you can see that it's come to an unallocated amount of disk space. Then you're going to right click on the other, if there are any other partitions on here other than a recovery partition, you can right click on it, delete volume, say yes. Now I have an entire disk that has unallocated and unformatted space. Now if you're trying to delete this and it has one of these and you right click on it, it does not give you any other option except for help. I will, like I said, I will follow up with another video that will show you how to deactivate that and format it, or delete it, format it, and then add it back to this unallocated space so that you can use all of the drive. So now what I want to do, that right click, new simple volume, click on next, And you can see right here it says this is the entirety of the disk. And you can see that you could see by that I had two portions of this, two different allocations and partitions. Some Windows computers will not recognize a disk that is a 1 terabit or larger, and I'm not going to take any chances, so I'm going to cut this in half. I'm just going to, I know it's pretty close to 476, so I'll just click right in there and type 476. Next, select the drive letter K. Next, and if I'm going to be using this internal drive on a Windows computer, I will always want to leave it at NTFS. That way you can use it as a backup for your operating system, whatever, and have Windows interact with it in a more efficient way. Now, if this is an internal drive, external drive, I would always select exFAT, because that format is going to allow that disk to be read and accessed by not only a Windows computer but a MacBook or a Mac OS computer. And my guess is that it's also going to work with a Linux-based system such as Red Hat or any other. But I'm going to get here and I'm going to name this Owl Child. You could see at the beginning of this video that I had a name Owl Child 3. I had already selected K. If you don't remember, Owl Child K, Owl Child 3. I've already selected how much I want it, and I'm always going to use Perform a Quick Format. If you deselect this, it's going to take hours. Could even take more than a day, depending on the size of the disk. Quick Format doesn't really delete everything. You may be able to come back and use some software to recover some data from that portion of the disk, but I'm not going to do a thorough. Quick Format is the thorough one will actually wipe everything down, wipe it out, and it's going to be harder for you to recover anything. So Perform a Quick Format. Next, finish. You can see the Windows popped up really quick and says, hey, it's already there. I'm already assigning it. But you can see that it's formatting. It's going to, depending on the speed of your system, the capabilities of your system, it might take 5 minutes for this to complete. If it's a large disk, it might take more than that. You know, it just all there. It varies. So now you can see I've got a 465 gig hard drive with the name OwlChild 3 and the drive letter K assigned to it in this unallocated space. So now I'm going to right click on the unallocated, new simple volume, next. Whatever's left on there, that's what I'm going to use. Then I'm going to go to KU. Assign U, because I am a Kansas University fan. I like the Jayhawks. NTFS, and then I'm going to name it OwlChild 4. Quick Format, next, finish. Well, there you go. It's done. So the process that you've seen here can, like I said before, it applies to both an internal and external hard drives, SSDs, SATA, or what I like to call spinny drives. If it's a spinny drive, this process is going to be much longer because it takes a good long portion for the spinny drive to actually do the format and assign. This is a solid state drive, makes it much quicker. You can also perform this same process on a jump drive, but when I format a jump drive, I don't like to use this process because it's long and drawn out. There's an easier way to do it. You can do that from the Windows, not the Windows console, but this PC console or window, and it's much quicker. But if I'm going to use a jump drive, I'm always going to select exFAT as the format, because that will allow me to carry my jump drive with me and plug it into a Windows computer, into a Mac OS computer, a MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, whatever it is, plug it into that computer and it'll be read. And like I said, my guess is that it will also be read on a Red Hat or some other system, because FAT32 or exFAT is one of the oldest formatting. And that should wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Keep an eye out for more DIY tech videos from Owl Child Technologies. Have an awesome day.